Hi, my name is Candis, and I'll be performing a monologue from the play August, Osage County by Tracy Letts as the character Karen. And just to give you a little bit of a backstory, the scene that I am doing is immediately following the funeral of Karen's father. She's back at the house with her oldest sister, Barbara, having a conversation with her. Thank you. I think I spent a lot of my early life thinking about what's to come, Like, who would I marry? Would he be a lawyer or a football player? Would he be dark-haired, good-looking, and broad-shouldered? I spent a lot of time in that bedroom upstairs pretending my pillow was my husband. And I'd ask him how his day at work went and what was happening at the office, and did he like what I made him for dinner, and where were we going to vacation that winter, and he'd surprise me with tickets to Belize, and we'd kiss. I'd kiss my pillow. I'd make out with my pillow. And then I told him I'd been to the doctors that day and I found out I was pregnant, and I know how pathetic it all sounds now, but it was innocent enough. And then real life takes over, because it always does, and things work out differently than you'd planned. That pillow was a better husband than any real man I'd ever met. This parade of men fails to live up to your expectations. All of them, so much less than Daddy or Bill. You know I always envied you finding Bill. And you blame yourself. You tell yourself it's your fault you can't find a good one. You've only deluded yourself into thinking they're better than they are. I don't know how well you remember Andrew, but that's the perfect example. Here's a guy I loved so intensely, and all the things he did wrong were just opportunities for me to make things right. So if he cheated on me and he called me a cunt, I'd say no. You love him. You love him forever, and this is just an opportunity for you to make an adjustment in how you view the world. I can't tell you the precise moment when I looked in the mirror and said, "Okay, moron," and walked out, but it kicked off this whole period of reflection, just swamped in sticky recollection, how had I screwed it up? Where did I go wrong? And before you know it, you can't move forward. You can't move forward because you can't stop thinking backwards. Years of punishment and self-loathing, and that's when I got into all those books and discussion groups, and then one day I threw it all out. I said, no, it's just me here and now with my music on the stereo and my glass of wine and Bloomers, my cat, and I don't need anything else. I can live my life by myself. And that's when I got my license. I threw myself into my work, sold a lot of houses, and that's when I met Steve. That's how it happens, of course. You only really find it when you're not looking for it. Suddenly you turn around and there it is. When I was making out with my pillow, I never imagined Steve. Here he is, this country club, chamber of commerce kind of guy, 10 years older than me, but a thinker, someone who's been around, and he's just so good, he's good to me and he's good for me. And he's got this great business, and it's because he's got these great ideas, and he's not afraid of making those ideas into realities, He's not afraid of doing. I think men on the whole are better at that than women. Just doing, just jumping in and doing, right or wrong, we'll figure out what it all means later. And the best thing about him for me is that now what I think about is now. My life is now. My life, my focus, my world is now. I don't give a care about the past anymore, the mistakes I made, the way I thought. I won't go back there, And I I realize you can't plan for the future because as soon as you do, something happens. Some terrible thing happens. I mean, there's no contingency. You just take it as it comes, here and now. You know, Steve had this big meeting scheduled for today with these bigwig government guys who could be very good for his business. Something he's been putting together for months. And as soon as we heard about Daddy, he called and he canceled his meeting. He's got his priorities straight. And do you know what the kicker is? Do you know what the kicker is? We're going to Belize on our honeymoon. Thank you.